Oh, yeah.
What is up?
Hello, hello, hello.
What is up? Welcome to the show, everybody.
Whoa, I got a little buzzy thing.
I
Hi.
heard that. Wow.
Can you hear my buzzingness?
No, you're good now.
Okay.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the show, everybody.
And welcome to Black Market Live, where, especially this week more than ever, we collaborate with people and interact with folks who are watching live, folks who are watching the recording. They're on YouTube. And we make reggae here.
We do.
We make reggae music. We can't stop. We won't stop. Try and stop us. I bet you can't. I am Wise Owl, Brandon Nisnik. That's Black Market. Nate Bridges. He's in Nashville. I'm in Los Angeles. It's beautiful Thursday morning here in Los Angeles. Hello, Nate.
It's beautiful here in Nashville today as well, too. It's like unreasonably nice out this week. It's kind of making me a little concerned.
And there you are in your basement.
Yeah, there I'm in this dark, windowless room where I spend all of my time. It might as well be fucking winter year around here because I never go outside. But
we don't have basements in Los Angeles. In California in general, there's hardly any basements at all.
I a lot of people say I just sit in my basement and make music. This isn't a basement. It's just a room off the side of my kitchen.
Oh, I thought you told me it's a bit. Okay.
No, it's not a basement. But I mean, I kind of wish it was a basement. It would be cooler in the summertime, and I wouldn't drive my girlfriend so insane, blasting music all day long.
Basement does sound cooler than room off the side of my kitchen.
It does. Yeah, I should have just went with that, I guess. But oh well. So I feel like today more than ever. For the regular viewers who are watching the show, who maybe aren't aware, this week, we've talked about it a little bit in the last couple shows as well, that we wanted to launch a new segment where we basically solicit some music to listen to and to give constructive criticism to and to critique. And we made those solicitations on Reddit. I made a few posts, and we've gotten like so many submissions, like insane amounts of music have just flooded my inbox. So today, more than ever, I think since we're gonna probably have a lot of new viewers today, I would imagine. I think we should take just a minute and kind of reintroduce ourselves.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Reintroduce me and Brandon. Reintroduce what this show is. What we're trying to do with this show, what we normally do with this show, and what to expect from this new segment that we're going to get to later on.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Brandon, do you want to go first? Give us a little like background on what you do, who you are, what kind of music you like to make, where you are, where are you right now? What is this room you're in right now?
So I am in this tiny back house that I live in, that myself and my girlfriend and my two cats live in, and I call it the adult tree house because it's, let's see, I think it's it's definitely below 600 square feet. Possibly just over 500 square feet. It's a very, very small place where we live. And there is no, it's so small that there is no separate room to have a studio in. Here's my cat. There's no separate room to keep the cats out of my studio. So half of our living room is my recording studio. And yeah, we're in Los Angeles, California. We're like just north of the, Compton, Inglewood area, just south of downtown LA. If you know where USC, the University of Southern California is, where the Coliseum is, where the Trojans play, is like right on the corner, right over there.
Nice.
And yeah, so I play reggae music. I grew up in the same town as you, Atascadero, California.
Yes.
Where we learned at a very young age the magic of Jamaican music, and you and I, more than any of us from that cohort of students and group of kids who grew up together and played reggae together ever since we were teenagers. You and I, more than anybody, have stuck with it more.
Yeah.
So here we are as what I suppose you would call adults.
Yep.
And yeah, me and you are the two who are still reggae producers, and that's how we make our way in the world.
Yeah.
That's what we do for a living, and so I make music under the name Wise Owl, which is a name that my kindergarten teacher gave to me.
Nice.
When we were learning about the Pilgrims and the Indians. Very important chapter in American history, when the Pilgrims and Indians had the first Thanksgiving.
Wow.
We were learning about that, and that's right, Atascadero, California,
Yeah,
baby.
Atascadero, California. That's where we're from, man. Thanks for tuning in, Nate Bublitz. I believe I'm saying your name right. I hope.
Must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, my name's Nate. I go by, my artist name is Black Market Dub. Brandon is a part of Black Market Dub. We work on each other's music, so I work on a lot of Wise Owl stuff. He, in turn, plays on a ton of Black Market stuff. Nate grew up in Pismo. Nice. Dude.
Yeah,
That's rad.
That's right next to Atascadero. My name changed last week.
I don't know what he's talking about. Andy, you're drinking too much coffee over there, man.
I'm trying to remember.
Wise Goose. That's right.
Because of the Top Gun thing, right? Yeah. Wise Goose. Last week we were working on a reggae version of that song "Take My Breath Away" that's in the Top Gun soundtrack. Yeah. We were having a good old time making all kinds of Top Gun puns.
Yes.
And we dedicated the song in the memory of Goose. Yeah. And then Sidewalk Andy decided to change my name to Wise Goose.
Yeah. So as Black Market Dub, kind of one of the main things that we do is we make remixes of popular songs. And if you were in the pre-show chat before the video just went live, you heard a bunch of that stuff that we do. So we'll basically find like a cappella multi-tracks of Elton John or David Bowie or ABBA was the most recent one.
Beach Boys.
Beach Boys is a really popular
one.
The Clash.
Talking Heads.
Totally.
Blondie.
Temptations. We've done tons of them. And basically what we do is we bring those a cappella tracks, just the vocals alone, isolated, into a session. We lock them down to a timeline that are basically locked to a tempo grid. And then once they're locked to a grid, we can literally record all of our own music underneath it. So what we'll do is we'll compose a bunch of reggae arrangements, of Bowie songs or whatever, and we use those as those are our remixes. That's kind of like one of the main things that we do.
Yeah.
In addition to that, that's kind of like our own music that we make. In addition to that, I work out of a recording studio called High Noon Audio. And I'll give you kind of just a short video tour of of
Nate's studio.
So this is one of the main aspects of my studio. This is my console, and this is a Allen and Heath GSR 24M console.
Wow.
So yeah, this is this is my studio that I work out of, and here's kind of the rest of the room. So this is where we dub out most of our productions and do a lot of our work. And we do, not only do we make reggae music and stuff like that, but we make we have tons of outside clients, and we work on that stuff on the show occasionally when it's okay with our clients. But yeah, that's kind of just a general background of what and the show in general. It's like basically what we thought would be really cool and something we've never seen before is kind of bringing more people in to the recording and mixing and producing process. So on this show, a lot of times we'll record music live on the show. We'll record parts for our reggae productions or stuff for our other clients. We'll send files back and forth. We'll solicit like production ideas from the audience, from the people in the chat that are watching the show. So it becomes a really, really unique, interactive kind of thing that we get to do on this show, and it's really, really fun. So that's kind of just the gist of like what this is. So if you're first time viewer here today, or you're rewatching this after the fact, welcome. I hope that gives you just like a general kind of overview of what this is. Brandon,
Welcome.
I feel like you had something to say, Brandon.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Did I?
I don't know.
No, I was just vibing on what you were saying.
Nice.
And yeah,
Nice.
right. The show is just, we just thought, hey, what if we hung out with people while we're working?
Yeah.
While we're working on this stuff, I mean, like.
Yeah, it started as just like we would like I'd be working in the studio, or Brandon more often would be working in the studio, and he would just like turn on Instagram Live on his phone, and
Oh, right. That.
yeah,
Okay.
and I would just
Yes.
join in on my phone, and he'd be working on my stuff or something, and I'd be like,
That's how it started.
I'd
I
be
forgot
like,
about
wow,
that.
this is so cool. Hey, I'm here, and then and the people
Just
seem
like
to dig it.
a face up against the phone. Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess it sounds kind of cool through the phone. I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
Exactly.
So yeah, right. Yeah. That's right. That's how it started. I used to start doing Instagram Live while I was recording, and you were there. But the only like sharing of sound would be through my speakers
Yeah.
into my phone, out of your phone,
Yes.
and then you're like, oh yeah, that sounds real good. Keep doing that. And right then we got the idea of like, yo, what if we actually connected?
Our studios.
What if actually connected the studios and
Yeah.
the sound
Yeah.
of the studios? What would that be like?
Yeah.
So now, now
There
we can
go.
do that.
Now we can do
There's,
that.
there's
yeah.
a little synthesizer for that ass.
Yeah.
And we can do all kinds of stuff now.
Yeah.
And we just kind of do it for fun. We do it because we like it. And people started hanging out, and now there's like a community
Yeah, it's wild.
here, like a community of regulars, like a whole group of people that I feel like I know really closely,
Yeah.
like who are my friends, who I've never heard their voices or seen their faces before.
Hung out with
it's kinda
them
cool.
30 plus weeks in a row. It's like, if you do that at any other
Right.
time, it's like, that's your buddy. Like, it's got
Exactly. Yeah. So for everybody new, welcome.
Yeah,
And,
welcome.
I'm glad you're hanging out.
I guess, should we talk about this segment that we want to do today? Or should we just talk about it once we get to it?
Yeah. Right. Let's talk about it when we do. Let's pretend like we've been doing it the whole time.
Okay, yeah, that's a
How
good
about
idea.
that?
Okay, pretend like no one heard what I just said. And
Okay.
We'll keep pretending once the segment starts. Well, yeah, so today on the show, we're going to do that segment that we've already talked about. We're going to listen to some music that's been sent in from fans. We've also
your
got
music.
yeah,
We're gonna listen
your
to
guys' music for once, which is I'm really excited about. And okay, when I say
Enough of our music. Jeez.
yeah, oh my God, we could literally play 2 hours of it before every show. So, like, okay, when I say we got a lot of submissions, I mean like 50 plus songs, and like literally every time I check my phone, there's like another one.
Nice.
Like we were talking about it last night, like, okay, like what should we play tomorrow? Which ones do we want to do? And like in the middle of us talking, like I got 2 more.
Wow.
I just was like, oh my God. So we're really
that's awesome.
excited. It's going to be really fun.
The
Also
world is full of musicians, man. There's all kinds of people out there making music, and people who release music too.
Yeah.
Because everybody who hits us up, there's somebody who has their music on Spotify. A lot of them on Bandcamp. A lot of them on SoundCloud.
Yep.
Like they're releasing. It's not just, oh, here's a file from my hard drive that I've never shown anybody except my sister.
Yeah.
It's like people releasing stuff, and it's very cool. So we're going to get to bring some more attention to that stuff today. And by the way, the whole like idea behind it that we said was, we will do a segment on the show where we listen to it and we give feedback on it.
Yes. Yeah.
So give reactions. We promise to be positive and be uplifting and be nice.
Yeah, and constructive at the very least.
And constructive, right? Also, and we will do our best to provide like an idea or maybe something that we think that you could do to improve your music production game if we can. Although I will say I did listen to some of these last night, and more than one of them I was like, I don't really have much to offer there. I think this sounds pretty freaking good. I don't even know if I can make the song sound this good.
I think
I had that thought a few times.
Yeah, I had the same thought as well with a couple of them. And I think in those instances, it's like, okay, if we have nothing to add, really all we can do is thank them for, one, giving us content to do on our show, which is awesome, and promote their stuff. I mean, if we like it and we can't fault it, it's like, awesome. You know, more power to you. Here, this is the community we have. We have people that make this badass music that you know, we get to feature on the show, and you know, that's a really cool thing that we can say about this show.
Maybe we could point out what's really good about it and what really works about it to, you know, for all the rest of us to maybe pick up on from them and learn from them too. Yeah,
because I think like okay, I'll speak for myself. Like, I'm not going to come at these stuff. I'm not going to come at these submissions from like I'm not necessarily going to critique like songwriting or lyrics or anything like that, but like production stuff, that's like going to be my strong suit. That's going to be where I want to like point things out one way or the other of, you know, what I like or don't like. I've never been like the kind of music listener who's like I feel like like people hate when I say this, but like I'm not really a lyrics guy. Like lyrics are just like I love melodies and I get really attached to melodies.
Yeah.
And like I could probably sing along to a whole song and then not even really understand like what it's about or what it is or anything like that. It's just so it's like we're not gonna sit here and shit on your lyrics or anything like that. It's just not really the kind of thing we're planning on doing. But yeah, we're excited. So I think the plan is we're going to play, drum roll, please.
Hang on, let me get the drum roll.
We're going to play 2 a week. So I hope that's not terribly disappointing to the other 48 people waiting to hear their songs to get played today. But we're going to keep it a relatively like contained segment. You know, we
right. Yeah, we don't want this to be that now this is what the show's about.
Exactly.
We got our show to do.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that'll be coming up. The other thing we're gonna do today is a few of you might remember, like a few weeks ago, we were joined on the chat by a friend of ours who sent in a mailbag named Gustav from Sweden. Who goes by a reggae name Mega Duppy on YouTube, and he's kind of just starting out his channel, and we checked out his videos and we thought they were rad. They were really, really cool.
Yes.
And he sent me some he sent me some stems to do a reggae dub mix. So just like with last week where I did the Take My Breath Away dub stuff, I think we'll end the show today with doing some Mega Duppy dubs. Black Market versus Mega Duppy, I think, is what we'll do.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man. So we got all of that out of the way. That's what you can expect on the show. How has this week been for you producing, making music? Is it busy? Are you as behind as I am? Because I am.
Yes,
I am drowning.
Yes. Similarly, I'm also behind. I have several songs, you know, in the
pipeline.
At first, I wanted to say docket, and then I wanted to say hopper, and then I'm like, what do either of those things mean? but yes, in the pipeline,
Yes.
like waiting on the side, waiting behind me
Yes.
to finish. One, of course, Andy, yes, is the Alicia Keys song
Oh
that
yeah,
I've been working on
I'm
for a
glad
long
you got
time.
ahead of that this week before Andy could slam you for that
Yeah, I know.
again.
Yeah, I know. It's a song that we worked on this show many weeks ago, even months ago,
Yeah.
that I had promised would be the next song that I release as Wise Owl, and it's been joined. I have like 2, 3 other songs that I've already started producing alongside it in the meantime. Just 'cause, hey, when inspiration
goes.
strikes, it strikes.
That's how it goes.
You gotta follow. You gotta follow your muse sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been working on that. But the main things that I've been working on this week were doing mixes for the glam rock project, Zia
Oh, yeah.
Starlust, that you and I is one of our clients.
Yeah.
And
That's
and
the primary thing I'm behind on right now. Is
Oh, really?
finishing my mixes for that project.
Right, yeah. We kind of divided the workload there.
Yeah.
But the first one though that I mixed, I did a video recording and kind of a talk along of me doing the process of mixing the song that we're going to give to our Patreon subscribers.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm going to start doing that either regularly or semi-regularly. Just, and it's long. It's like 5.5 or 6 hours of unedited, just hanging out with me while I mix,
Which
and
I
talk
think
about it.
I think is really cool. Is another thing that, like, unless you pay for, like, mix with the masters or master class or something like that, like, you don't really get to just hang out with a mix engineer for very long,
Right.
or ever, maybe, for a lot of musicians.
Yeah,
so-
you could pay for Mix with the Masters, or you could subscribe to our Patreon and get Mix with this guy.
Mix with the Brandon.
Mix with him. And
Yeah, exactly. Mix with the other
A guy.
guys.
Yeah.
the guys.
And so yeah, I'm gonna do my best to make them always be reggae songs.
Cool.
And like mixing reggae, mixing dub as much as possible. It won't always be that. I mean, this first one is not reggae, but
Yeah.
I know that is that's kind of the thing that we all have in common here in the black market dub community, is that
Yeah.
we're lovers of Jamaican music. So
Indeed.
yeah, that's what I've been doing this week.
Awesome. Yeah, I had to. So this week, the reason I'm so behind is because if any of you were here for the Clusterfuck stream last week, when I tried to play one of my mixes of that same project, and the whole stream just collapsed under the weight of my Ableton session.
Oh yeah,
So I did a bunch.
yeah. One of the themes of this show is
Oh, my
technical
God.
bombs going off, and just the technicalness of the stream just completely breaking down live, and us being like,
Yeah.
what do we do?
Last week should have been called Black Market Live Flop Sweat. Because I was like, fuck, dude, we are fucked right now. The whole stream's like dead. But
You saved it though. You completely saved it.
it came out okay. But so the reason I'm behind though is because I did a bunch of research, and I found a guy who was highly recommending getting an external GPU, external graphics card, basically. And those are like those like NVIDIA like cards that you hear like kind of.
That people are like hoarding. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
people are hoarding and like freaking out about, and they're super expensive, and it's like they're all for like gaming. Basically, it's so
Yeah.
like people that do like gaming live streams can like game in like 4K and live stream at the same time. That's what's been so frustrating about doing this show is like me and Brandon look around and we look at all these fucking shows
Yeah.
that are like basically doing stuff that technically should be harder than what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like as from like a computer standpoint, like,
And it looks great.
and it looks perfect. It looks amazing. And so I started
Yeah.
thinking to myself, I'm like, what the fuck are these gamers doing that we're not doing?
Yeah.
And I started thinking like, and I found this guy who was recommending an external GPU, and he was talking about how it's typically like a Emilio. Yes.
No, Emilio's being coy. He actually wants it. Emilio plays Fortnite. Let it be known he's not. He's trying to keep that a secret and divert attention by talking about Minecraft.
Shame.
Emilio plays Fortnite, and that's what he really wants.
Shame.
Okay.
So yeah, I did a bunch of research
You did
after
research, yep.
watching the videos from this guy, and he specifically was talking about how he was like, I have a Mac Mini from this year, same as mine. He was like, I
that
use
was
it.
my thought. I was like, dude, we need a Mac Pro. We need a Mac Pro Tower. We need a better computer. Like, my thinking was that your Mac Mini wasn't strong enough or whatever. But
and it wasn't.
Not the case.
It wasn't. The internal graphics processor, it was like 500 or 1500 megabytes, maybe, or 500 megabytes. It was something like really small. And now I got this external one that's 8 gigabytes. So it's like exponentially more
Holy
power to process programs and stuff that we're doing. But basically, this guy, he made a case for like, you wouldn't think this would work as well as it does, but he like proved with a bunch of graphs and stats that he took from his computer that like
graphs and stats.
Yeah, graphs and stats. Don't even try and get me to explain it in more in depth than that, because that's all you're gonna get.
I'm just like I mean, it's convincing me. I mean, he's got
Graphs and stats.
Yeah, he's got the science to back it up.
He does. Yeah, but
not just like anecdotal, like, well, I used it and it's so much faster.
Yeah, no,
much.
No,
oh my god.
No, yeah, he posted his data, which was really cool, and it convinced me.
Yeah, totally.
And he basically showed in like an Ableton session that like he did it with using his internal graphics processor on his Mac Mini, and the thing, much like you heard last week, crashed and burned, fucking like stuttered and sounded all glitchy and shitty. And then he put in his external card and did the same thing. And he's talking specifically about doing this in conjunction with OBS for streaming audio production sessions. So it was like exactly what I needed to find.
Oh shit.
And yeah, he showed that it just worked way better. And after doing some preliminary tests, I am fairly confident that those kinds of issues are, knock on wood.
That was amazing. Dub siren going off when you knock on. That is the dubbiest studio.
The dubbiest
ever.
knock on wood of all
You
time.
just knock on.
Yeah, I really fucking hope those problems are in the past, because I spent all week getting it set up and making sure. Yeah, see, are you jealous or what?
Yeah, I know.
Brandon's
I tried to
jealous.
make my studio be as dubby as yours. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, my studio is like a living dub organism. Like,
Yeah,
if you touch
seriously.
anything, it just Lee Scratch Perry pops out of the fader. And, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I really hope for the sake of everyone watching, at the very least, let alone my anxiety, I really hope that those problems are a thing of the past, because I've noticed a lot of good things with the setup and with everything so far. So
So far so good here.
So far
I mean,
so good. Yeah.
And we're about to find out, because you're gonna do a dub live on the show today.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we're about to find out if it's gonna crash and burn again and make us cry,
Yes.
or if we're gonna celebrate and ring in a new era of this show.
Yeah.
Of Black Market Live.
Yes.
When we suck less.
Mark Grundhofer says, looks and sounds great, guys. First time watching. Mark, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, man. We appreciate that a lot.
Glad you're here, Mark.
Yeah.
And thank you for your submission. I listened to your submission last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark is a great bluegrass musician.
Oh
Amazing
yes, yeah.
guitarist.
Okay, see, I remember speaking with Mark
Yeah.
now. You were one, Mark. You were one of the first to submit, and yeah, it was awesome getting to talk to you. It sounds like you have a really great. I told Mark in an email, I was like, we probably could learn a lot from you, actually,
Yeah,
because
right, exactly.
because he sounds like he's got a really amazing like streaming setup and getting a lot of attention for his music and various platforms and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of music platforms, should we talk about the Bandcamp news that dropped this week? Is it worth talking about? Because
Sure, why not? I mean, this is
so
a Bandcamp artist type show. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how many folks out there also really care so much about the internal politics that concern only the people who are actively releasing music on Bandcamp and whatnot.
yeah,
But I mean, I think it's like relevant and an interesting topic for people, but maybe we should just try our best to talk about it in a way that is relevant for people who aren't Bandcamp artists themselves, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we'll keep it brief, but
Okay.
it may or may not pertain to what we do basically.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that
may
kind
have
of,
implications for our future.
Yeah, but that
Yeah, I
remains
see.
to be seen, and we're Brandon talked me off the ledge this week after the news dropped, and so I'm gonna try and stay optimistic. But basically, speaking of fucking Fortnite, which is why I wanted to,
Yeah,
which is
good
what
job,
reminded me,
Emilio.
yeah, thanks Emilio. Bandcamp got bought out by Epic Games, which is the game studio that created Fortnite, and they've created Unreal Engine, and they've basically bought up. They've been buying up a bunch of like creative like platforms
Yeah.
to kind of try and compete with Apple. Yeah, Emilio. To try and compete with like Apple and Adobe. As far as I understand it, is basically they're trying to offer like creative suites and products like Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut. They're trying to compete in that market, and they bought Bandcamp, and also they make video games, and they bought Bandcamp this week, which was very curious to a lot of people because it's just doesn't really seem like it's in their
By the way,
wheelhouse.
what is Bandcamp for anybody who doesn't know what Bandcamp
Yeah,
is?
if you don't know what Bandcamp is like the primary platform where not only us, but like millions of indie musicians release their music. And the thing that's great about it is Bandcamp is completely independent. It was a grassroots company that's been around since, God, I was in high school.
14 years, I
Yeah,
think.
14, 15 years it's been around. It's a fantastic company and a fantastic creative community, and it's the anti Spotify. And what I mean by that is,
And it's older than Spotify.
and it's older than Spotify. And what I mean by that is, when I say it's the anti Spotify, whereas Spotify literally like spits in your face when you release music on their platform and says, "Say thank you, appreciate it, you little bitch musician." Bandcamp's the opposite. Bandcamp lets artists keep
Like, here's money. Here's your money that they spent on you.
yeah.
Here, take it.
Yeah.
Your money.
Spotify notoriously pays like 0.3 of a penny per stream or something fucking offensive and absurd like that. And Bandcamp, quite the opposite. You get 80 cents on the dollar for every dollar that's spent on your music. So you can actually see some profits come from releasing on that platform.
Yeah.
And I release every single one of my EPs for free. And just from like the good graces of our listeners who just basically donate money to us for when we release stuff. We never charge for stuff.
But we do have it where you can buy it
You
for a price.
If you want to get
for what you want to
50
pay.
EPs or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark says Tencent owns a stake in Epic and also owns a stake in Spotify. Trying to stay optimistic, but See, I exactly. That's where I'm at too. There's this company Tencent that is like based in China, and they also have a stake in Spotify, and it's just very confusing, and it's like it hasn't become clear yet what the heck Bandcamp, what their motivation for doing this is, because on the surface it doesn't sound very appealing. Now on the Bandcamp subreddit, I was reading around last night, and there's so many like conflicting views on this. Like some people saying,
Well, it's Reddit.
well, it's Reddit, exactly. And the majority of people being very doom and gloom about it. That, you know, it's the end of Bandcamp. I deleted all my fucking albums already. Like, this is it. It's
Really?
over. Blah, blah. Yeah, dude. Like, tons of people just are like, I guess this is it. Like, we're out.
It's a bit
Yeah, it's super disappointing to hear that.
reactionary. Yeah.
Very, yeah. And on the flip side, there was a couple people who had much more optimistic takes about it. Let's see. Mark says, would be nice though if us Bandcamp users can get aligned to some video game licensing, but that's pretty glass half full. I agree. That's kind of one of the potential upsides.
Look,
that I saw.
Mark, everybody. I'm in the glass half full side of this.
I'm glad. I need you
know,
to be.
because look, until whatever happens,
Yeah.
both of our sides, glass half full and glass half empty, are completely imaginary, and they're
Exactly.
completely made up. Both sides.
Yeah.
It's just what we are expecting, thinking is going to happen, and whatever. Something's going to happen. None of us know what it is, but I honestly, I am in the glass half full type thing, because
I feel like you have to be.
I'm gonna let you finish talking before I.
No, I interrupted you, so you should finish
No.
talking.
No, I interrupted you, sir.
Oh, no, you, sir. No.
No.
So,
Yeah, but seriously, I'll wait until you've said all of your, your piece until I.
yeah,
say what I think.
I'm just glad you're in the glass half full, because it just scared me, because it's like they're such a great company, and they've done so well by artists for so long. One of the things I heard was, you know, a common thing that Epic does is they go in, they take over a platform. This was the glass half full side of people talking. They go in, they kind of boost up everything that people like about these platforms they take over. They obviously put tons of money behind it, and they actually reduce a lot of fees. They make things more appealing for creatives and artists and developers, people on our side of this equation. And that gave me a lot of hope reading that. And that person that posted this big long diatribe about it, about how it's going to be awesome and it's not anything we should worry about, and it's not necessarily good or bad yet, but like he was looking forward to, you know, the potential of what could happen from this, and basically, you know, got torn to shreds in the comments from all the doom and gloomers, which was disappointing.
Reddit.
Yeah, it's Reddit. But I don't know. The only reason I bring it up is because no matter what happens, Black Market's here to stay. We're going to be making music. Black
Nice.
Market is going to be a part of Bandcamp, whether Bandcamp continues to like it or not. Bandcamp's our home. It's the home to every working musician that I know. There's no way the platform will survive if it's anything less than stellar towards musicians, as it's always been. So I mean, if it's not, there's no point in it, you know, anymore. You know, it's not. It's the thing I'm looking forward to that could potentially happen is if they turn it more into a legit streaming service like Spotify, but it's completely like driven by underground artists, by unsigned artists, by indie artists, by you know, the kind of circles we pedal in, you know what I mean, the kind of musicians that we cater to and
that we are.
Exactly. Imagine if Spotify wasn't so geared towards top 40, you know, if Spotify was geared towards, you know, bottom 5,000. It could be cool, you know. I really hope it's cool, but either way, nothing's gonna happen right away, and I totally agree with Brandon. Until whatever happens, who the fuck knows, you know? we're just speaking out of our ass. But anyway, that's my piece
Nice.
on that.
So for me, part of what so there's a couple things that make me not just go straight for jumping off the cliff about this. One is that the dude who created Bandcamp has already resisted these like insane amounts of money offers from other companies to buy Bandcamp
They've tried to do this before,
past.
and he's said no every time.
Many times.
Yeah.
And he's kind of been this entire time like one of the last remaining independent platforms that is of a size that, you know, ordinarily when you compare it to everybody else has no business still being independent. Like he's
Totally.
well past the point where you would sell your platform. You've done it.
Majorly.
You have met the benchmark that everybody who creates a platform makes is to grow it to a certain size and then sell it.
Yep.
You know, like that's what people do. And he has for a long time been past that point in terms of size and revenue and influence and
Yep.
and everything to the point where he would sell it. And he hasn't been.
Yeah.
And he said in interviews before that, I mean, literally the only reason why is because none of the people making offers have been sufficiently matching the mission and the vision of Bandcamp with what their plans are for it.
Yes.
You know, which is this has got to be a place that benefits the artists
Yes.
who release music on Bandcamp.
And he's still going to run Bandcamp.
Yes.
Bandcamp, it's basically like Bandcamp has a new owner, but the actual, structure, hierarchy of the company,
The CEO.
the CEO, everything
Yeah.
stays in place. It's not like they're booting out, the whole team that runs Bandcamp right now. They're basically buying it as is and leaving it as it is, at least for now.
So yeah, I mean that's what they've said. So it
Yeah.
remains to be seen because there's examples of corporate takeovers happening and someone stays the existing leader stays in place in name, and in practice it doesn't really
yeah,
end up working that way.
yeah,
So we shall see if this is one of those cases or not. But
Yeah.
what they've been saying is the guy who created it, the guy who has been at the helm of this thing the entire time, is going to stay in that role. And from what I've read, it sounds like what Epic's plans are with Bandcamp is essentially what they've done with the other platforms that they've bought in other that exist in other spaces besides music and other creative industries besides music,
yep,
which according to what I've read is they essentially keep it exactly the same as what it is, but they plug it in to this bigger integrated space of platforms. So basically what it sounds like
ties into what
they're-
Mark said, like potentially integrating into game licensing or something like that. It could be.
Exactly. So it sounds like what their plan is and what may happen is Bandcamp stays exactly what it is. However, now there's a whole new group of people who are looking into the music catalog that's in Bandcamp that all of us artists have in there.
Yep.
There's a whole new group of people who are looking towards it now.
Yeah.
Both listeners, audiences, the first thing that I imagined is in this like Epic Games store or launcher, kind of like how Steam. So I love video games. I play video games, but I use Steam.
Yeah.
For anybody who knows what Steam looks like when you open it up,
Mm-hmm.
apparently Epic has their own.
Steam.
I've never seen it. I've never used it before personally, and that actually, the way that they do their store and their own platform for games, apparently from what I've read, that's where their negative reputation comes from. Is that the gamers and people who play games don't really like the way that that's all set up and the kinds of business practices that they do in there, kind of like
Yeah.
microtransactions, milking people for money, or
Yeah.
making games that are exclusive to their platform. Like you can't play it on your console. You can only play it here or whatever.
Yeah. Which, by the way, is just the way gaming's going anyway. That's true of like every platform now.
But people don't want it to, and apparently
Right.
Epic is like one of the main people who's taking it that way, and that's why a lot of people don't like them.
Yeah.
So, but their reputation is exactly the opposite amongst creators who make content on the platforms that they own.
Yes.
They have a track record of actually doing really well by those people, from what I've read.
Me too.
And so the first thing that I imagined is here you are in this gaming platform, this gaming environment, and there's just like a search bar at the top. It says like search for music, and you type in reggae, and what it searches is Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And what comes up is all the reggae artists on Bandcamp.
Yep. Yeah. Or you're developing a game on Unreal Engine and you're like, oh, I need game soundtrack music for this or
Right.
something like
and you
that.
search something, and what it's searching is Bandcamp.
It searches Bandcamp, and you have automatic stuff that is automatically licensable or automatically usable for whatever application you need it for. And,
Yeah, right, exactly, because you
and
go
there it is.
directly to the... because every time that we release music on Bandcamp, we get to choose what type of a license we are releasing this music under.
Yep.
And so some of those licenses make it available to be used by, like gaming companies or placement or whatever with certain conditions. And so, I mean, how easy would it be to just create a database of all the music that's on Bandcamp that has been released by the creator under that certain license? They can just search it, they can use it, and it's going directly from the person using it to the owner of it and the person who created it and released it,
Yeah, and I have to believe
that's what
where
I'm imagining.
I have to believe you're right that's where they're taking it, because why else would you buy Bandcamp if not to integrate it into this ecosystem you've already bought and you've already created?
That's what they're building. That's why they're buying all. That's why Bandcamp is one of many platforms that they're buying, because they're doing the same thing with visual, not content, assets.
Yeah, yeah.
Artists who are creating different forms of art. They're making, they're increasing the number of potential outlets that they have, the number of potential clients that they have that are looking to the assets that they're posting and
So folks,
releasing.
Folks, this stream's brought to you by Epic Games. We want to say thank you for watching and viewing. No, just kidding. This is why they
have
call
an
them...
epic day.
Have an epic day. Epic lulls to be had. No, this is why we call him the Wise Owl, ladies and gentlemen, because he is wise beyond his years. He does not jump to conclusions and or hysteria, which I appreciate because I do those things. So it's wonderful to have. I'm the devil on my own shoulder, and Brandon is the angel. So it's always nice to be able to. It's nice to pick your brain about this stuff, because I'm not gonna lie, man. I was scared when I saw that. The implications of it are huge. Could be amazing, like kind of like what you're just. If it's anything close to what you're describing, I think that would be incredible for musicians.
Because look, even if it does go well, it will be different.
It will, yeah.
And change is always scary, even if it's change in a good way. Because there are, if everything that I said does happen, there are elements that we like about the way that Bandcamp is that won't be like that anymore. Totally. Even still,
Yeah.
I mean, for one thing, just imagine all of the people who aren't already using Bandcamp that will flock to it because now there's a new opportunity to use it.
Totally.
Like imagine how much more inundated it's going to get with people who it's not currently inundated with, for example.
Yeah.
But,
I'm just imagining any time you're streaming fucking Fortnite, or you want to listen to something, you want to listen to music during a game that is not part of the regular game soundtrack. It's like, cool, just listen to Bandcamp. It'll be like part of your stream. It'll be part of your gaming experience or whatever, and it'll just integrate super easily. I would hope, I
Yeah.
mean, but yeah, it's you're right. It's gonna be different no matter what. And I think a lot of people, myself included, it's like change is kind of scary, especially when it's like such a good thing. It's been such a good thing for so long.
Right. And
But
it's a big deal because if it does go badly,
yeah,
and if this golden age of Bandcamp being what it is in our life and in our career and what we do, if it does go badly, I mean, that's like a severe
yes,
thing for us because of how much. I mean, look right above our heads, we each have our Bandcamp link. I mean, that's what I regard as my website. When someone's like, "Oh, do you have
Totally.
a website?" I give them the Bandcamp link. That's like the hub
yep,
of Wise Owl and my career and what I create. Like
yeah.
if it goes badly, we're losing the foundation of what we do, and we
It's-
got to figure out what the hell we're gonna do when our house blows over in a hurricane.
Totally. Yeah, it's our life's work. Like for
Yeah.
me, like you say it all the time. It's like you look at the Black Market discography page and it's just a wall of music. That's my
Exactly.
life's work. That music is like, I've thought about it forever. I'm like, this is how I want to be remembered someday, is like that I made a bunch of music that was really cool. Like this was my contribution to this genre. Like, be it big or small, whatever, this is what it is. And if it just
Yeah.
goes away, it's like it'll be really sad,
But you know what, man? I mean, it's like we do also just have to be realistic and like be willing to like stay creative and stay dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, because like the Cavern Club closed down.
It's true.
Like there was the time when CBGB was the thing, and that era ended,
Yeah, it's true.
and so on and so on and so. You know what I mean? Like
It's insane to put it in those terms, but you're so right. It is-
Bandcamp.
It is.
There's going to be a day when Bandcamp
is gone.
it's a piece of history.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were there, but we're still going to be alive and we're still going to be working. And yeah, it's an uncomfortable and shitty position to be put in. So now what do you do? But fuck, what other choice do we have? We gotta stay relevant. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, otherwise we're going to be dudes who are still inviting people to our MySpace page or something. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true. Yeah, and to touch on that a little bit, it's like if my worst case scenario with Bandcamp comes to pass and they become much more unfriendly about sampling and stuff like that, which is one of the things I'm most worried about, obviously.
Right.
Yeah. If that comes to pass, it's almost like going to force me to rip off a Band-Aid that I've been wanting to rip off since day one of this project. It's like doing these remixes is amazing, and I totally get that the fact that we do reggae remixes of the Beach Boys and David Bowie, and that we can do them to such a high degree of quality, I understand that is like a huge appeal of what we do as Black Market. I totally get that. But that for me has always been a means to an end, and the end being to make my own music. Like just like any musician wants, no one dreams of being in a cover band, when they're a little kid. It's like they want to make their own music, and that's true of me as well. And I luckily through Black Market, I get to do that still. I still do oftentimes find myself in the position of having to write, music for different projects that we do, which is amazing. But it'll be, if my worst case scenario with Bandcamp comes to pass and we cannot keep doing Black Market as we're currently doing it, to me, I look at that as like an extremely exciting opportunity, and one that we may even want to just get ahead of and just
now
start.
who's glass half full?
Exactly. Yeah.
Now
no,
who's
exactly.
the angel on his own shoulder? There you
You're
go.
right. You're right.
There you go.
Yeah. Like, do you guys know how badly I would love to like set a price for my album for once? Like, it would be awesome just to
And
have
then
the
just
gratification of being like,
Pay what you like.
yeah, I think this is worth $5. Pay $5 if you want, or even more than that. Fuck that. I could still make them free I could still make every album for free. I don't care about that. Being able to press my stuff to vinyl that is probably like the pinnacle of something that is important to me. And as long as I'm doing these remix EPs, I'll never get to do it. It'll never happen. It's just it's too expensive. I can't license it. I can't pay for everything I would need to do to make that a reality.
Yeah, because the thing that makes the remixes and the reggae versions of popular songs that you do and the way that you do it unique is that you're using
the
actual
tracks.
vocals of the original singers.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just like
it's a true remix. It's not a cover. It's a remix of the original, you know.
And that's what makes Black Market what it is. That's what makes it so dope. Is like it's actually Elton John singing.
Yeah.
With the reggae band. It's amazing. Exactly.
So imagine trying to navigate
it ties your hands legally in a special way.
Yeah, I have to give this stuff away. You know, I have to. I can't do anything else. And you know, it just is. That's just the reality of what we're doing. You know, and so if Bandcamp forces my hand, and see, that's the thing. I don't want to even be in the position where my hand is forced. If the tide looks like it's starting to turn, and that things are starting to change for me as a creative on that platform, then I look at it like this. Sweet, then I get to make an original EP this year, and I get to press it to vinyl, and I get to put it on Spotify and Tidal and Apple and everywhere else where my music can be found.
Creatively, maybe that's what you need, you know? I mean,
I think so.
Maybe what we need is for the universe to just rip our livelihood away in order for us to what was that? Oh no, in Fight Club or something, right? He's like, it's not until you've lost everything that you're free to do anything.
Totally.
There's something like, you know,
totally.
Maybe this is your Tyler Durden moment, dude.
It could be. Let's blow up all the credit card companies. I'm down. Fuck this shit. All right. Well, that's the Bandcamp news. Thank you guys for indulging that, and thank you, Brandon, for such an interesting perspective and good discussion on that. Well, we should transition into viewer stuff. We have one mailbag. Well, we should knock mailbag.
Okay.
Let's see, mailbag.
Is this relevant?
Andy.
Oh, yeah, Andy.
Right. Andrew.
Sidewalk Andy,
regular viewer, amazing friend, one of our friends we haven't met.
Yes.
Awesome guy. Lives and works in
Berlin. Coffee brewing Kiwi.
Coffee brewing homie. Kiwi. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Wow, he's outdone himself. Greetings, Black Maverick and Wise Goose, aka the Bushmilk Brothers. Brandon, Nate, and yourself have discussed the making of a Christmas EP last year, leading to a few copyright infringements. Thanks, Sir Cliff. Has there been any more thought to the 4 songs you would use? And have you both thought about doing a song on one episode every 3 months, starting this month until December, when we finally get to hear all 4 completed songs at the end of the year, Christmas party stream, when Saint Nate Olas drops us a live dub mix of the tracks in our Christmas stockings whilst we all drink Bushmilk together? Andy, I'm gonna say,
wow.
I have not thought of that.
Right. Yeah. To
scenario.
Answer your question, no.
I have not thought of that specific scenario. P.S. Greetings to all the new viewers tonight, and remember to please smash the like button and subscribe to help out the lads as they help us out with musical eardrum gold and great advice. I'm off to Holland for a week tomorrow, and I promise I won't smoke too much. Cheers, lads. Nice. Thank you, Andy. Man, you're the best, dude. Thank you for always chiming in with such great mailbag questions and being so supportive of the show. To fill in anyone who's watching who maybe didn't see those shows, yeah, we want to do a Christmas EP, and we want to do like Christmas reggae covers. And we said we were going to do it this year, and that we would start way before Christmas, which technically is right now. So yeah, maybe we'll do that.
It's currently way before Christmas.
Yeah, it's currently time. to do that.
Yeah, that's a good point you raise.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, Andy. I think that is definitely possible. We'll
I think it's
see.
a good idea.
It's a good idea.
Do one quarterly.
Yeah,
like
a quarterly
said,
Christmas song. Yeah, and we could do that every year. We could just keep it going forever. Just every couple of months, do a Christmas song, and then compile all of them at the end of the year. And
So okay, so let's take it bit by bit. So,
Okay.
do you have any new thoughts or new clarity on some songs that for sure you want to be on the Christmas EP this year?
Jingle Bell Rock. That's the one I'm holding by because we can get Sam to play the intro, which would be great. Sam could play
Nice.
the lead guitar on it, which would be rad. Jingle Bell Rock's the only one I'm like super strong about. And then we talked about it. We were like, we don't want to do anything that's like too obvious. We want to do some
Yeah, no,
deeper
like
cuts.
Rudolph
And
or whatever.
yeah, and for me, I want to do stuff that is like I don't want to use samples on this one because I would like to be able to maybe sell this one or maybe get it pressed someday. I mean, Christmas EPs are fucking Christmas albums are money makers. That stuff's like
Money.
in perpetuity.
Yeah.
Those things do well. So like forever. So yeah, we're
we got to cash in on Christ, dude, for sure. For sure.
Remember, hashtag cash in on Christ. Don't forget, tag us, cash in on Christ. Oh man. Okay, well, thank you, Andy. That was a great mailbag as always. All right, let's finally get to the viewer music submissions segment.
Oh wait. Last thing. Let's give out the email address that people can use to write in to our mailbag.
Yes.
Any question you would like to ask, any comment, any feedback, anything that you would like to say.
So yeah,
write to us
at blackmarketreggae@gmail.com. I just dropped the link to our email address in the chat. It's also in the description of the video on whatever platform you're watching on. So yeah, if you want to write in just a question to get featured on the show, literally you can ask us anything you want and just put mailbag in the subject line and we'll read your question out on the show. Usually facilitates some kind of interesting discussion or not. Likewise, if you're a musician and you want to have your music featured on the show and get constructive feedback, critiques, criticism, or just excitement and love from us, depending on how good your shit is, same email address, just put music submission in the headline, and we will get to it when we get to it.
the subject.
The subject. What did I say? Headline.
Every time you talk about emails, you
Extra,
get
extra.
some new like old guy name for this like new email technology.
I sometimes I catch myself. I'm like, oh, you're talking really well right now. Everything's fluid, everything's moving, everything sounds pro.
So good.
It sounds like you're reading this right now, and then I completely marble mouth some stupid word. Okay,
You were on a roll. That's true.
I was close. So the way we're gonna do this, I think, since we're gonna do 2 a week, Brandon's gonna pick one, and I'm gonna pick one.
Why not?
Why not? There's two of us, 2 songs. Makes sense. Which one do you want to start with, Brandon?
You go first. Let's do yours first.
Okay. So I'm glad we're going to start with this one because, and I promise this thing is not going to play favorites, but for the very first song, I felt really lucky that we actually had a submission from a former coworker, colleague, and friend of mine named Tommy Hassanius.
Oh, nepotism.
Okay, Jesus. See, that's exactly what I didn't want you to say.
Well, sorry.
Yeah. So he goes by the artist name Tom Deer or Tom Deer. If you're in the chat, just please correct me because I'm gonna fuck up your whole shtick here. So Tommy, he does awesome like psych rock, kind of stoner metal, psychedelic,
nice.
kind of like kind Caius meets Tame Impala almost. Like,
Oh
it's
shit!
really, really cool stuff. It can be very heavy, but it's also very like psychedelic and psych rocky. He's a huge like Pink Floyd fan. I
Wow.
absolutely love what he does. And him and I used to work at Capitol Studios together in Hollywood. We were both setup coordinators there. So we would set up all the microphones for every session that came through. Him and I spent many, many late nights, setting up microphones and shooting the shit. And Tommy's just genuinely one of the nicest guys I know. He's a really, really great musician, fantastic guitar player, which I have no doubt you're about to hear. And he sent us this song from his 7-track EP called... Oh, his EP is called Tom Deere. I'm sorry. He just goes by Tommy Hassanius, his name. So this song is called Desert Crescent. Or is
Desert?
it Desert Crescent?
How many S's?
There's one S.
Desert.
Desert Crescent. Okay, I'm an idiot. Which is cool.
Oh,
'cause
dessert crescent sounds pretty delicious, like
does.
a sweet croissant or something.
Yeah, it does sound good.
Sounds nice. Yeah.
So yeah, let's check out Desert Crescent by Tommy Hassanius.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, so I love this track. We'll just keep it going. This is kind of a long song, so we'll talk about it while we listen to the rest of the song.
Okay.
So, I got some inside info on this song about how it was recorded from Tommy. The drums were actually recorded in Studio B at Capitol Studios. And one of the things that sticks out to me the most is like the kick drum, and the drums in general just sound like impeccable. They're
Yeah, they do.
really, really beautifully recorded. I imagine these drums were played by potentially Jeff Fitzpatrick, who's an amazing drummer who's also an engineer, a staff engineer at Capitol. But I don't know that for sure. But I would imagine they might have been. The song itself, so it really reminds me of like if Caius or like a stoner metal band did Revolver by the Beatles. Like I get major like Revolver vibes, major lots of like stoner metal, but also just all the use of like phasers and flangers and stuff like that. It just brings me like right back to like 1966 era, like Beatles, like right when they were kind of discovering all those
tape echo swells.
Totally, yeah. But yeah, really, really cool song. I really am digging this whole like instrumental middle section here, and the way.
This is a great guitar tone on this guitar solo thing that's happening right now.
Yeah, and Tommy, he's just he's a tone monster. Like I've been wanting to get him to play on Black Market stuff, honestly, because he's just got such a great guitar tone, and he's one of those dudes that just has like a pedal board for days, and he's just a badass. But yeah, man, it's fucking cool. Also, it was in mono for the first half, which is because I'm an idiot.
Okay, yeah.
It's because I'm a dumbass.
Yeah, my feedback for this song, first of all, just holy shit, it is so good.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. Like the songwriting is incredible, the way that it's performed is incredible, the way that it's recorded is incredible, the way that it's mixed is incredible. Like I admire this music. There's a lot of what's happening in here that I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's exactly what I want my stuff to sound like.
Totally.
You know, it's incredible. This is really, really good.
Really well done.
And I love it. So yeah, like you said, you had it in mono for the beginning. So at first, my first bit of
for this segment,
bit of constructive criticism was gonna be like, well, you should explore the stereo space there,
which he's obviously doing.
Out.
He's like very clearly doing.
Once you put it in stereo, it's like, okay, yeah, you got it. You're using it, and he even. One of the things that he's doing with the way that he mixed this, if you guys heard it in headphones or in some other way that you're listening to this where you can hear the stereo-ness of his song, one of the things that he was doing really well, I think, is that he would have things happening like the guitars and keyboards and things would be happening out on the sides.
Yeah, big time.
And then it would change. It would like go to I think like the first moment in the chorus or something is a guitar part that then is right in the center. So he takes away the stereo field and then brings it back. Like it's not that all the instruments are staying in a stereo way throughout the entire song. There are elements where it comes to the center and then goes back out so that effect hits you again.
Yeah, and I really like the quality of his voice. There's something about it's the way he's mixing it is extremely complimentary to like his natural
voice.
timbre of his voice. He really has like a Beatles-esque I swear he sounds like he walked right out of Revolver sessions and just grabbed the fuzziest, loudest guitar he could find.
And that's right. That's another thing that he's doing that all of us can learn from is have your production suit your voice.
Absolutely.
It's a really big pitfall for those of us
God, listen
like
to those
myself who
flangers.
are like sort of singers,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
I sing, I guess. I'm not like what you would call like, because there are people who are real singers,
Yeah.
and that is what they do, and they're like world class at it.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the rest of us human beings, where when we're making music and we're recording our own music, we can really feel like my voice just plain is not good enough
Yeah.
because I can't mix it the way that I would record a truly great singer. Because when I do that to my voice, it just doesn't sound good. So
Right.
like, you can actually use the production and the way that you mix things and the way that you record, and then the way that you perform. You can even sing in a way that suits the way that your voice sounds. So it's like, use the voice that you got,
Yeah.
because there is a way to make it sound perfect and make it sound really cool and absolutely correct for
Yeah.
the song and everything. And he's absolutely doing that. He's not trying to make his voice, and by the way, I'm not trying to insinuate that he's not a good singer, because he is a good singer.
Yeah.
But what he's doing that we could all learn from.
But I think you'd
is
also agree he's not like
using his voice the way that it sounds.
Yeah,
He's-
he's. I don't think this is a bad thing to say, or I wouldn't consider this, a knock or anything. But he's not like a classically good singer. He's not someone who.
He's not Michael Bublé.
Yeah, he's not Freddie Mercury or anything. But that doesn't
Right.
matter. Like I was I was on some Reddit thread or something, or I don't even remember what it was, Twitter maybe, and someone was like, favorite singer of all time, go, and I was like, Iggy Pop. Fucking Iggy Pop, dude. Best singer ever. I don't give a shit if he can't hit the notes or whatever. I don't give a fuck about
Right.
that. It's the fact that he
There's
sells
more to
it.
it than that.
There's way more to it than that.
Yeah.
He sells it. He's a great
Yeah.
front man. He's entertaining.
And
he writes great lyrics. He is a good singer.
And those Freddie Mercurys and Michael Boltons of the world,
Yeah.
the reason why they are badass is because they have that ability, but they sell it too.
Yeah.
They also have that element of like the soul and the actual like human being expression,
Yeah.
and they're letting go and they're like making something happen emotionally.
Yeah.
Also, they just also happen to have these like freaking
Incredible
world-class
voices. Yeah.
skills also.
Yeah.
But I mean, all you got to do is turn on, like The Voice and American Idol and the various singing shows. And,
Yeah,
and
the shit's a dime a dozen.
Not everybody, but the majority of the people that you'll see on there are people who are singing something with a high level of skill.
Yeah.
But they're not really
They're not
selling it.
artistes.
They're not really doing it
Yeah.
the way that Iggy and Tommy are doing.
Absolutely. So if there is one thing I would say, and I don't necessarily know, I don't think this is a critique, but more something I would like to hear in the future from Tommy on a track like this. Sidewalk Andy says the vocals are a little Smashing Pumpkins / England band Ride sounding. Yeah, that's cool. I hear a little
I've never
bit
heard Ride, but I can definitely hear Billy Corgan in there. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Billy Corgan, not just in the vocals either. Like I hear like shades
guitars.
of Siamese Dream in this recording. I think that's a really good
Totally.
comparison, actually. So one thing I would like to hear from Tommy in the future is he's using tons of great effects on his voice to kind of help make his voice another instrument alongside of his like impeccable guitar tones. And he's by and large completely succeeding at that. But I would like to hear him go even further. Like literally, like, dude, Tommy, pull out the Leslie cab at Capitol. I want to hear your voice go through a fucking spinning speaker, Leslie rotating
voice,
speaker.
yeah.
Like that's the kind of thing I'm
Go
like,
full Beatles.
go full Beatles, yeah, because it's right on the surface, or it's right below the surface of this stuff that you're doing, but it's different enough. It leans so much further on the heavy like stoner rock side that like you cannot harm your music by leaning into the Beatles-esque aspect of what's already there. So that would be, if I had any like even minor critique that would be the one. Is if you're going to do this stuff on your voice, go whole hog, man. Go all out. But other than that, this is a pretty faultless recording, and
Yeah, this is something that I admire.
me too.
And
Yeah.
there's a lot of what's happening in here that I like.
Yeah.
That I'm like, damn, I wish my music sounded like that. There's definitely a lot of this. The one bit of like constructive criticism style feedback, that like a suggestion that I would give from what I heard is, I think that, so like Tommy has a lot. I guess I should say you. I'll just talk to you, Tommy, as if
Yeah.
I'm actually talking to you. You got a lot of parts that are, what am I trying to say? A lot of diversity in terms of the roles that different instruments are playing, like guitars that are playing like a riffy thing, like a melody thing, and then along with that, there's also pads that are happening that are playing different rhythm note values and stuff, right? So there's good diversity in there. However, I would say maybe the tones and the timbres could have a bit more diversity.
Yeah.
The vocal, the guitars, and the synthesizers that you're using generally speak in the same range of saturation and distortion, and the most prominent range of frequencies where they're speaking the clearest are pretty close together, and in a lot of times they are the same place.
I think that's a really good thing to point out, because I think you're totally right. It's like there isn't a big enough difference between the big left-right spread guitars.
Yeah.
They
Right. Yeah.
they're
And
clearly
at
two
no
guitars,
point,
but they kind of almost sound like one at certain points.
right. Yeah. Yeah. And at no point was there like a synthesizer that swooped through that was like all super bristly high
Yeah.
frequency stuff that like rained over the top of these guitars or something.
Yeah,
it came through the middle, the same place that the guitars and the vocals are speaking.
Like Wish You Were Here, like synths or something, just
Yeah,
super ARP kind of, Floyd
Exactly.
synth would be sweet on something like that. Just to cut through, it's
something
like
that has a lot of high frequencies.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, and it's not even necessarily coming from a place of so that it will cut through better, because you don't have that problem. This is mixed well enough where even these instruments that are speaking in the same area are clear and you can pick them apart. It's mainly just like for the sonic experience of it, like when just so that there's a bit more of like an IMAX type of a feeling to it, like when you're listening to music. I mean, like that's why I love listening to like really well produced, I keep wanting to say top 40, but it's of hip hop records, like Kendrick Lamar records,
Totally.
because how low some of the sounds go is so low, and how high some of the sounds go are so high, and there's such a diversity in there. Like,
yeah,
it makes it sound like you're listening to something in IMAX. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's
So, yeah, like you obviously you don't need to go super crazy beyond what you're artistically trying to do, but I think that is an element that you could play with that would take it one notch even more impressive than it already is.
Yeah, I think that is what's the word I'm looking for? I keep wanting to say that's a great critique, but I don't even like the word critique. But that's a great thing to point out. It's just that there's as cool as it sounds, there's still a lot of headroom above and below sonically.
There's always some place where we can improve for
Totally.
everything that we do.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tommy Hassanius, you can find his music on Spotify, Tidal. That's where I'm playing this one from, by the way. I'm waiting for someone to rip on me for using Tidal, by the way, but it hasn't happened. But oh well. Still hasn't happened. I invited it. I opened it up for a ripping, but nobody did it.
I'm sitting right at my quota for Nate ripping today so far, so I'm not gonna overdo
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah, excellent track. The track was called Desert Crescent by Tommy Hassanius off his album Tom Deer. Go check that one out. I put the links in the chat, in the YouTube chat.
It's very dope.
Send us a direct message if you need those again, or I'll try and remember to drop them in at the end of the show again as well. So awesome. Thank you, Tommy, for your submission. Who do we got next on the docket?
We've got, okay, so the one that I chose is a submission from so this is the very first person to this new segment. When Nate put the offer out there on Reddit, this was the very first person to respond right away. His name's Eric Benjamin, makes music under the name Oil.
Yeah.
Just a really, really good name.
I like
I always
that
really
too.
have like
the Upton Sinclair novel. It's such a strong,
but wait, without the exclamation point.
Yeah, exactly.
I love band names, and I always think like, God, I wish I had a band name like Fear.
Yeah, one word, just super strong.
That's a great band name to me. What's another one? Oh, just the band that's called Death.
Oh wow. Yeah, how the
So
fuck?
dope.
Oh man, how do you get that? How do you?
I don't know, but Eric's artist name is Oil.
It's great. It's really great.
Fucking awesome.
It's so awesome.
Very awesome. So I'm not. I already know if I share my screen, this stream is going to die.
Okay, we don't have to do that.
Are you able to pull up his Spotify link just to visually show? I'll play.
Yeah.
But
No, I can do it.
just so people can see it on Spotify here.
No, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. So, and then Eric's Instagram handle is at Oil Music World.
At Oil Music World. Dope.
Yeah. And his music is on Spotify and various other places. So this is what he said in his submission. He said, hey, cool idea for the show. I think it's great. I think, he's saying that we're the greatest people who ever lived, basically.
Nice.
I've been an EDM hip-hop producer for about 12 to 13 years, working professionally for about 3. And then unfortunately lost my job during the pandemic like so many others. My submission for you guys is going to be the EP that I wrote while I was unemployed. Sing it, sister.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
It gave me an excuse to keep writing music, and it also kept me sane during such a tough time. Favorite track is probably Nothing's Real, so we'll play that track.
Awesome.
I'll be tuning in regardless of whether or not you want to throw my stuff in the mix, because I really want to get back into the scene and meet some fellow musician songwriters.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Well, you're in good company, senor. Okay, you have it. Actually, I mean, you might as well just press play since you have it up there.
What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, okay, now I'm going to press play on Nothing's Real, but then I looked at the screen and it's
I
well,
got it. We can do it as long as I can find it. I'll just do it.
Press. There we go.
All right, here we go. Nothing's Real by Oil.
Oil.
Off his EP Vision. Really cool album art, by the way.
So dope.
That was fucking sick. I really liked that.
Yeah. Great work on that, Eric. Yeah, and like Alex points out, that bass sound in there is very tasty.
Oh man.
It makes me want to listen to that song again just to like hear that.
Oh, we're
little
listening.
bass grind.
It's coming
in there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's happening. Do you want to go first this time?
Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll just whoever picked it gets to go first, I guess.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So yeah, a lot like Tommy's submission. There's really nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
I would say the one piece of input to give or contribution to say back as an area of possible improvement is the reverb that you're using on. Is that what you're gonna say? The reverb that you're using on.
Alex just said.
Okay. Oh, nice. The reverb that you're using on the synthesizers and some of the voices, some of the elements that are going on in the main groove of the song. If your intention is to give it like a very washy VHS, like 80s kind of vaporwave sort of texture to it, like kind of like a little grain that goes over it. If that is what you're intending to do, then good, because that is what it's doing. However, if your intention is to use the reverb simply just to give like a third dimension and just to give some space, and you're actually intending for it to be a little less present and less apparent, then I think it is too much. Or at least the type of reverb that you've chosen, it's giving it like a vaporwave type of a vibe and kind of like a VHS feel.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're obviously in control of what you're doing with the reverb, because you're doing things like when the drops happen and the little interruptions, like the reverb trail cuts and there's like a super dry, a purely dry sound that's happening in those. It's done perfectly. You clearly are in a lot of control of what you're doing.
Yeah.
But the choice of reverb is definitely giving it that kind of a quality to the main groove.
Yeah, the reverb is big.
Yeah.
It's
it's
maybe
loud.
Yeah, it's big and loud. It's maybe bigger and louder than I would want from something like this. It's not necessarily bad. It's just a choice. It's a stylistic choice.
Right. They that's why I say you should keep it that way only if it's intentionally the sound that you're attempting to create, because it is. And if that's not, then I would say you should probably scale it back.
Yeah. I personally, to piggyback on what Brandon just said, I would kind of like to hear something like this from you, a little drier. Just because stuff like this is kind of what I would call like maximalist production, or like virtuosic music production. It's like in the same kind of genre league as like a Flylow or something, in that he's using music production and like a DAW, like some people, like Tommy used his guitar,
like an instrument.
An instrument. You know what I mean? Like these drops and these breaks with all these crazy like jitter, stuttery kind of fills that he's doing. These are that's the kind of
you're
music,
playing a DAW.
The kind of music production that I think is so cool, and I absolutely could not do it. It is not something I would be able to pull off, even close. Like
it is another musical skill. It's like if we were to play jazz.
Yes,
we'd have to learn how to fucking play jazz.
Not only that, you'd have to really try to learn it, and then you would fake it.
Right.
You would spend a lot of time faking it, because you would not be able to pull it off. Really, really cool song. Tons of like amazing textures, and like the synths are like super 80s. Those big, like almost like Kanye Graduation era like synths. Just huge. And honestly, you'd have to tell me what exactly the genre of this is, because there's obviously like a big like kind of dubstep-y influence in this, but I wouldn't call this dubstep. I think
you call it EDM.
I think EDM for sure. But even that is like that's a really broad term.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like I when I went to school in Spain, and all my friends were EDM producers, and some of them kind of sounded like this, but some of them were also EDM produced completely different from this, like totally different, but still definitely in the EDM kind of ballpark.
Yeah, it's a big umbrella. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in that scene enough to know all the nuances.
Totally. Me neither, frankly. But yeah, I mean, even like listening to this right here, just that like dirty like bass like synth that he's playing, it's just like, man. And the choice of samples too. The "It Ain't Real No More" guy. It's something about it. It reminds me of like I'm about to reference a YouTube channel, fucking Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan. I don't know if you guys know him. He's just amazing, like gonzo journalist, like in the vein of like a Hunter Thompson, just like showing up to like weird events and just like
Is he the all gas no brakes guy?
all gas no brakes. Yeah, I get a
yeah.
major all gas no brakes vibe from this.
Nice. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a party. This song's
Like
this song's a
yeah,
party, dude.
like I'm there at spring break in Miami, but I'm not I'm not one of the mainstream people who's there.
Yes.
However, I am there though.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's very
Yeah, dude,
cool.
the "It Ain't Real No More" sample, I gotta know what the hell that's from, or is that you? I don't know, but it's sick. It's really great, and for a song that's like essentially instrumental, having that kind of thing as your refrain, basically,
Yeah.
it's super cool, super creative, super unique. I really like it. I really don't have anything. I don't have anything bad to say about this because this is something I just like as a producer, which is how I'm trying to relate to this because this guy's obviously a producer. I couldn't even approach.
Yeah, been doing it for 13 years.
Yeah, I couldn't even approach doing something like this. So I'm very, very impressed. And already just the caliber of submissions we've gotten is so high. Like I'm so impressed by this.
Yeah, there's a lot of good music being made out there, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really the fact that you've been doing it for 13 years shows. You know, a lot of what we're hearing in this is just the stuff that you can't shortcut, that just comes from doing this for a long time and just, you know, putting in your 10,000 hours.
Yep.
You know, that's a lot of what we're hearing, and one of the things that's really working about this too is the diversity of sounds in terms of dry, wet, up, down, left, right, high and low, right? Like just listen in this vocal sample.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of high frequency stuff that's happening in there.
Mm-hmm.
That pours over the top of what's happening with the bass and the drums and everything, you know, like and there's moments where the high is featured and then it goes low and back and forth. It's great. There's a lot of diversity of sound, diversity of texture. Each synth it's not just like 6 different sounds of the same type of synth sound, you know.
Yeah. Super impressed.
Awesome. Oil. Check out Oil.
Super impressed. Yeah, fucking Oil. And see,
good name, good art.
I was so just in the zone listening to that. I didn't really even like think to make that connection of the name with what I was hearing. And now the fact that what I just heard is from someone called Oil. That is so dope. I want to listen to the rest of the CP. I am going to listen to the rest of the CP once the stream is over. I can't wait to check it out. And Tommy's for that matter. But I mean, I hope Tommy, you know, that was a given. I was going to listen to it anyway. Man, incredible submissions.
So there we go. The very first
music submission segment.
Thank you, y'all.
Please, if you submitted music, please know we are going to get to your stuff. We're going to try and pick 2 a week, and the reason we want to keep it to 2 a week is because we got a lot of show. You know, the show's already 3 hours as it is normally. So 2 songs a week is about what we can commit to. But what I'll say is we'll do our best to pick these beforehand, and you know, we're not expecting all these new people to show up for every stream, although you should. So I'll hit you guys up before, you know, maybe the night before or something like that, or day of the stream.
Right? Yeah. We'll do our best to let you know, like, hey, we're gonna do your song this week, just so you don't have to.
You don't have to like guess and wait around for like 20 weeks or something crazy. Because like we literally got like we needed a new segment for the show, and we got one in spades.
Yeah.
Because we got so many submissions, and still we're getting more submissions. Like it's like not stopping at all.
And for everybody out there who plays reggae, please submit. Like
please.
we may, give a little one notch favoritism to fellow reggae artists out there.
Yeah.
And, obviously we're going to be featuring people who are making all kinds of music.
Yeah.
There's some like such a diverse range of styles that were submitted. I'm really looking forward to getting to show people and give like analysis and critique on there's some pretty out there like experimental styles of music that people are making. It's going to be really exciting. And I think the reason why I'm most excited about it is because how much I learn from having, if I'm in a position where I need to give some feedback on this, I got to go learn more about that style of music.
Totally. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So it benefits me to be doing this.
Yeah. And hopefully our audience, if you're just tuning in to watch, I mean, I hope you enjoy this and get as much out of it as we do, because, we're artists and we're creative people, and seriously, there's nothing better than like coming across others like ourselves, who do what we do. It's so cool. It's such a huge pond that we're swimming in. You know what I mean? Like, and it's such a huge pond that sometimes it's like we almost don't. It's so big we don't run into each other all the time. We're all so like hyper focused on our own thing and what we're doing. And like me and Brandon are doing, we're sitting here, we're doing all this to promote our music and to make our music get out there more. And that's everybody's doing.
Give me your money for sure, man. Absolutely. Come on. Yeah. Whoa, we just got our first spam.
Oh my God. That's a good sign. If we're getting spam, that means we're knocking down the right doors.
We're legit.
Yeah, dude. Yay. We got a fucking spam. Block.
We're official. We got a bot in our chat for the first time.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yes.
Alex.
Alex, glad to find your pond. Awesome, man.
Pond, dude, us too, man.
Glad to find your pond as well, Alex.
Yeah, Alex. Alex, is this your first time watching the show? If so, welcome and thank you for joining us. If you've, I just haven't seen you in the chat before, so thank you for watching, man. Wow, that was awesome.
Right. That was listener music segment. Okay, what's our next thing that we're doing? We got we haven't done Eno card.
Yeah, we haven't. Okay. Yeah,
I think in the future we should do Eno card before listener music so that we can apply the Eno card to the listener music. Maybe
that's a great idea. We definitely should have. Next week we will do that. Absolutely. Okay, Eno card for people who haven't watched the show before. We have this deck of cards right here that was developed by Brian Eno and his partner. I believe his name was Peter Schmidt. We just call him Other Guy on the show because we can't remember.
Brian Eno and the other guy.
Brian Eno and the other guy.
The other card bitch.
He made a bunch of cards, and on these cards are just a bunch of random phrases. Well, they're not really random. They're deliberately esoteric.
Curated phrases.
Curated, deliberately esoteric, deliberately crafted in such a way specifically for creative block found in a recording studio or music environment. Mm-hmm. So I'm a huge Brian Eno fan. I love his shit with Roxy Music. I love his kind of more rocky stuff. I love his ambient stuff. And I love everything he produced, from Bowie to Talking Heads to fucking everybody. The list goes on forever. So he's kind
of... Fucking Everybody. Another great band from the mid-'80s.
Wouldn't put it past him.
New wave band, Fucking Everybody, produced by Brian Eno.
Yeah.
That would be... Death, Fear, Oil, Fucking Everybody. Yeah. Maybe that's what I should change Wiesel to.
Yeah. So he's
okay. Now I'm over my quote of ripping on Nate. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. So yeah, he's kind of like our little show guru that we refer to occasionally, or more than occasionally, every single show actually. So we pull one of these cards once a week and read it and see how does this apply to what we're about to do, what we're about to record? How does this apply to recording or production in general, or arranging or writing music or making music, whatever? How can we apply this philosophy basically to what we do? And each one of these cards is unique, and we pull them at random. So just pulled one here. Let's see. This is a fun one. It says, turn it upside down.
Ooh.
Turn it upside down.
Okay.
That is an interesting one.
Turn it upside down.
Turn it upside down. So for me, the first thing that comes to mind when I read something in a music context, in an arranging context, in a production context,
Yeah.
when I hear turn it upside down, what I think is, if something's upside down, it's essentially backwards now. Up is down, left is right, forward is backwards. It's the opposite, right? So for me, the way I would approach that is, okay, is there something typical that I would do? Is there a typical approach where I would do this and not that, right? I always have this featured and I don't have that featured, or vice versa. Can I flip that relationship now, right? Do I always push the drums high and the rhythm section high and bury the guitars? Can I do a song where I push the guitars and where the drummer's like fighting to be heard above the
Yeah.
guitars?
There's just some drums happening in the back.
Yeah.
And a guitar in your face.
Yeah. That's my first thought when I read something like that. What about you? What is your just like gut, like first reaction to hearing turn it upside down?
Well, I was thinking about it in terms of what we're going to be doing next, which is you're doing a dub.
I'm thinking about it that way as well.
And I'm like, upside down. So, like, I thought, so it makes me realize, or it brings to mind that, like, a lot of the classic dubs and mixes that we hear, not just from Jamaica and not just from Jamaican music, but also a lot of American and British music from 60s, 70s in particular. When we're so used to the sound of these songs that we don't listen critically anymore to what is actually happening in the mix and the way that it was mixed anymore. We just know, oh, this is that Van Morrison song.
Right.
I know how to sing along. There you go. But when you actually listen, what does the snare drum sound like?
Right.
What does the piano sound like? All this stuff. Like, there is some really bizarre things that are actually happening in the relationships of the sounds and how loud they are and where they're panned and how much reverb they do have or don't have or whatever, right? Like things that break a lot of the rules that you would normally be mixing by. And so that's also true in a lot of older reggae recordings and dub recordings as well.
Yeah.
So turn it upside down. It makes me think of like, what if like the hi-hat was really dark,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and mostly like low mid frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
And what if the kick drum was like, had like all the like high end info?
That would be cool.
Because when we're setting up drums to do a dub, it's always hi-hat up here, kick booming. Like, you just do that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Mega
Without
Duppy,
even thinking about it.
Mega Duppy himself has chimed in and said, "My first thought was of the reverse pitch MIDI function in Logic Pro." Mega Duppy, if you care to elaborate on what that does exactly, I would love to hear that. I'm not a Logic user, although I can kind of imagine to a certain extent what that does.
Reverse pitch.
Very interesting. Well, I think there's no better segue than the man himself chiming in. Mega Duppy, a.k.a. Gustav Rosander, a fan of ours from Sweden, I believe. That is where he's from.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent us weeks ago. He sent us some stems to check out and to do a dub version of. And I love dubbing out stuff that I didn't produce myself. That's another thing tying back into like why I got into doing black market remixes was
Because he needed some music to
I
dub.
needed something to do. I needed music to work on. I didn't have any.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you do get a special joy out of doing a dub on music that you didn't play.
Yeah, I do.
Make.
I really do.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, when I first started, and this is like, I've joined a bunch of like dub and reggae like subreddits. Like there's a subreddit on Reddit called Dub Producers. And it's a pretty small subreddit and it's not super active. And I've been spamming that subreddit with tons of links to my content.
They're sick of you at this point.
They probably are. But you know, one of the more common questions I've seen raised there is like, I'm a dub producer, or I aspire to be a dub producer, or I want to make dub recordings. But like, where do you even start? Like, unless somebody hires you or sends you stems, or like, what are you gonna do? You know, like, how do you do it? And that was where I started as well. Is I was sitting around my apartment and just being like, man, I really want to like make dub reggae. Like, that's really what I want to do. But like, I don't really play drums. I could probably do other stuff, but like, I don't have a studio. I don't have a way to record any of this. What the fuck do I do? How do I even do that? I know I can do it if I put my mind to it, but like, how do you do it? And the only way I could think to do it, being a complete no-name fucking nobody, I just was like, I guess I'll just make it myself. And that's how I started making dub. And Mega Duppy, similarly, has been, as far as I understand, doing a similar thing. He makes his own recordings, records his own instruments.
Hell yeah, fellas. You're just not letting that stand in your way.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I don't have any tracks. Oh, well.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Just not do it?
By the way,
you got to do it.
I'm sorry to interrupt you again. I just noticed this message, just chilling at home, concussed. Who's concussed? What does the rest of that message say?
Oh, Jesus.
Actually scaleless. I didn't even notice this message coming through.
Oh, yeah. Just chilling at home. Oh, I thought this was Alex, but it just looks like his same. Just chilling at home, concussed, and your stream is bringing me good vibes. You've got a lifetime fan. Holy shit, man.
What happened?
Yeah, how are you concussed? Actually scaleless. If you're still watching or still conscious, hopefully. How did you get concussed, man? Are you all right? Hopefully you're okay.
Yeah. I mean, good enough to be hanging out here. If you can be receiving good vibes from a stream, I think you're
okay.
You're in at least stable condition, and that's good to hear.
Yeah. Oh, Emilio says definitely a bot. I don't know, man.
That's kind of
bots don't get concussions.
Yeah. How are you going to give a bot a concussion, Emilio?
Yeah.
Think before
Emilio.
you speak,
idiot. Just kidding.
Yeah, don't be afraid, people. We're not going to call you an idiot if you say something in the chat. Emilio is our friend from childhood. He's also from Atascadero, California. So we talk to him like we're still like 11 years old.
Yeah. Actually scaleless. If you're a real person and not a bot.
Super dumb. Yeah. Prove to us that you are in fact not a bot, and describe your human brain situation, please.
Yeah. I don't even remember what I was saying. What the fuck were we talking about?
Mega Duppy. And just how you guys make or.
Oh yeah. So yeah,
your own stuff.
He's doing a similar thing. He's just getting started. He's got a YouTube channel of his own.
We should share this good stuff in there, man.
There is
like how we were talking about with oil. Like we're seeing like the signs of someone who's been doing this for a long time and how good it sounds. Mega Duppy, I unless I'm wrong, I don't think you've been doing it for 13 years, but there's definitely a rare case of somebody getting some like really, really good vibes and good sounds early.
Yeah.
Before the point of doing it for 13 years,
Totally.
which is hard to do, and not everybody does. The normal thing is to suck and sound terrible for a really long time, but that's not.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure that Mega Duppy just started like in the last like 5 years at some point, I think, unless I'm wrong. But if that is the case, yeah, like this is one of the rare occasions of somebody sounding very good right away.
Okay, Sidewalk Andy, I think you've officially earned moderator status. I'm going to have to figure out how to make that happen. But actually, Scaleless, hit the subscribe button before the concussion kicks in again.
Oh, you're getting dub laugh slaps.
Holy shit.
Oh,
been
14
producing
well,
dub. Okay,
there you go.
shit. Well, there you go.
There you go.
So
Well, no wonder
you
you
sound
sound
really
so
good
good.
because you've been doing it forever, and it's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the channel is new, right? I mean,
The channel
I
is
think
new,
I think
for
that's
sure.
what made me think that is because like your first video on this channel is from like a few months ago or something.
Yeah. The channel is definitely young and,
All right. That's what made me think you just started.
Magaduppy, post your YouTube link in the chat if you can. I don't have it handy at the moment, but please post that. I'll post it in the description after the show's over. Either way, but
Well, it just goes to show it proving my theory right yet again. There's no shortcut
no.
to sounding good.
Yeah,
You
it just takes forever.
All right, then forget all the other stuff that I was saying about how there's an exception.
Yeah.
I guess there's not.
Yeah.
There is no way around. You must be bad for a while or you're good.
Yep.
It's definitely true for me.
Yep. So,
Okay, here we go. Let's watch this stream work smoothly and
I'm telling you, it's gonna be
interruption free. So far, it looks perfect.
It's gonna be fine.
Ah, this is amazing. Good job, Nate. Way
yeah.
to fix the problem.
Yeah, you're welcome, Brandon and everyone. Okay, before I start, I'm gonna turn on my little. And I got it so you guys can actually like see what I'm doing now too, which is cool. So I've got this little advanced scene switcher doohickey here. So what I'll do is kind of turn this into more of a unique, interesting thing to look at rather than just the screen while I'm dubbing stuff out. It'll kind of switch automatically so we can see other stuff, and maybe the new viewers can check out the studio as well. So this is kind of a unique situation with this dub because when he sent it to me, I initially thought, oh shit, it looks like some of the stems got like cut off or something, or maybe they weren't rendered all the way or something like that. But really what he does, he basically just has like a loop, and he loops it and then just dubs out the loop, and it just kind of continues and keeps going like that, which I actually think is really cool. That's a whole different way to do dub that I don't really do and haven't really done. But last night I started playing around with it, and it's so fun. It's such a fun way to do to perform dub and to play with dub. Like this is like where like doing it this way, it feels less like oh fuck, this part in the song's coming up, so I have to fucking do this in time for that. Blah 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 blah. This is way more fluid, way more like you can have so much more fun doing a dub this way. Actually, just the nature of the kind of stuff that we make kind of prohibits me from doing that very often. But I can totally see in the future, like if we do like one of the kung fu style ones again, that's like way more like loose of like a format rather than like the artist remixes. I could totally see just building like a super dope 16 bar loop that just works and is awesome and we love it.
Yeah, because when you want to grab something, you just reach out and it's right there. It's unlike the way that we normally work is you're doing it the King Tubby scientist the original style, which is that you're working with a song with sections with verses and choruses and intros and outros and bridges and shit.
Yep.
Nate Bridges, that's you. And yeah, like if you reach for the guitar or something, depending on where in the song you are, who knows what's going to come out of that fader.
That shit happens to me all the time, and I'm just like.
But it's
like doing a fucking trust fall with yourself.
I want to throw this in there, and there it is every time.
Exactly.
Yeah. I could see how this would be just more of just a playground. You just got a palette of dub at your disposal.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
what
cool.
it is. So yeah, I'm gonna totally take this approach, Megaduppy. I think it's really cool. At first, I was worried that I wasn't playing your entire song, and so during the stream, actually, recently, I asked him to resend in case the stems were bad, and he just was like, "Oh, I just loop it," and I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah, cool." Then I've been practicing it correctly. This is how he's been doing it.
Nice.
So it's a pretty cool track. Let's dive into it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's a dope track.
Some good sounds in there.
Yeah, I gotta get my sub pack going now. So yeah, to break it all down, let's get this scene switcher going again. Actually, before that, so we've got these top 2 tracks here. These are the drums with some of my spring on them.
We love springs around here.
Yeah, we do. Get ready for lots of spring on your drums, Megaduppy. So super strong drum sound. Megaduppy, if you want to chime in at all on how you got some of these sounds or how you got this drum set or anything like that, anything you want to chime in, like feel free to add your live commentary. So yeah, really nice, like dry, pretty direct drums. Probably like some kind of light like room reverb on the snare, which sounds really good.
Yeah, just to make it resemble a real drum sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Real meaning actually like an acoustic drum set.
Yeah, because this is definitely
these are real drums. I mean, they're electronic samples, but they're actually drums, though.
Yeah. Then we've got nice. Percussion.
Nice scraper.
Super cool stuff in here as well. Then the bass, which I love.
And
wild bass.
Some wah clav in there.
Yeah. Rocking the Pro Tools Reaper theme. How do you like it, Alex? I'm not kidding when I say this. I'm hardcore Reaper. I love Reaper. Reaper's my main DAW, except for Ableton. I use Ableton for other things. But I decided when I decided to use Reaper all the time, I changed it to a Pro Tools theme because I would have clients come over and who would attend mixes, and they'd be like, whoa. Oh, hey, how come you're not using Pro Tools? Hey, isn't it going to sound worse if it's not in Pro Tools? I literally had someone fucking say that to me. Hey, I'm Nate's client. I pay him money. Hey, I'm a fucking idiot. No, that's not really. That's not what I mean. No, I would have people would come over and be like, "Oh, you don't use Pro Tools? Like, doesn't that make it sound worse?" I literally fucking had someone say that to me once. Yeah. And I just was like, "Oh my god!" Like, I hope people don't really think that. So I changed it to Pro Tools, and because I was a Pro Tools user for a long time.
And it worked. Like, it actually convinces people.
Yeah, no one fucking bugs me about it now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no one bugs me about it now. Appearances, man. Exactly, dude. You know what I'm saying. All right. Yeah, phasey bass, super dope.
Yeah, with that clav mix. Ooh. Good guitar sound.
Wonderful skank. This is it.
Oh, yeah, I was about to ask you if the...
So it's got a little bit of verb on it, possibly from the amp or something.
Did you play that guitar, Duppy? That sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds very good.
Yeah. Keys. So this is just a blend of organ and piano in this stem. Yeah. Super cool, classic. This is a wild card track. This is a flute.
Sounds like a Mellotron flute.
It does sound like a Mellotron flute. And then we've got some awesome Megaduppy himself. I've got...
There you go.
I've got him through... I've got him through my filter. Got some verb. So yeah, let's get into it. And I'm probably going to record this. I'm going to record this straight to tape, because if I record it in Reaper, it's just going to kind of record over itself. So this is going to be like a straight to tape performance, which would be really
Yeah,
fun.
you should show your tape machine. This is kind of one of the central features of your studio.
Yeah.
What makes Nate's studio so awesome is he's got this tape machine, and I often, regularly actually, will be sending him music that I'm working on, simply to be like, hey, can you please record this onto your tape machine, please, and send it back to me? Thank you.
Yeah.
There it is.
So yeah, it's back there. I've got signal going through it, and oh yeah, don't worry, Mega Duppy, you'll get all this stuff. All right.
Yeah, this is a great track. This is good music.
Super cool. Just like classic.
Classic. That's right. Yeah, this is like some 1980
Yeah.
Roots Radix vibe.
Great
This is
vibe.
right from the golden age.
So first thing I'm doing, I'm gonna make making the cymbals and stuff a little less bright, and that's kind of my fault because the stuff I'm doing later down in the chain as well. But so I just kind of want to find my balance first before I actually do the pass. I'm gonna do the wise owl turn your headphones up. Turn my headphones up.
Yeah, that is my thing. Yeah, if it's not bumping hard, yeah, just turn your stuff up
Yep.
way loud,
Yep.
and then let yourself get slammed by. Yeah, man. Yeah, I could hear the Black Uhuru vibes for sure. It's definitely like early '80s Sly and Robbie sounding, man. It's very good.
Yep.
Captured the vibe. This is a track for reggae lovers.
Yeah,
For
dude.
people who love reggae, it's very satisfying. It makes me feel exactly what I want to feel when I want to hear some reggae. Oh man. And then you've got Nate's phaser and
Oh yeah.
reverb and delays on here. Oh my god. So Mega Duppy, this is the thing that we want to impart on you, and that I hope you're taking away from this experience, is like what this sounds like when you have the real spring reverb,
Yeah.
the hardware delays and stuff. Like, dude, this is gonna multiply your dubs by 10, man.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah,
All right.
that sounds so good
it
already,
does.
dude.
Yeah, and I've got everything going through my my SSL Fusion, then into tape. So you're getting like the full effect here. Super, super cool. Okay, so
Alex says it sounds like an MXR type phaser. What kind of phaser is that, Nate?
yeah. Oh, so he's talking about
Yeah.
my phaser.
Yeah.
It's actually a Mutron biphase, not from the 70s, but it's basically a down to the circuit, analog circuitry remake of the original by the original guy who made it. And it's not a knockoff either. It's actually a Mutron.
Yeah, made by the same company, by the
Yeah.
same people.
But it was a really small run that they did. I think there's only 1,000 of these reissues they made, and I got a hold of one of them.
This is the phaser that it's the exact same. Well, I mean, it's a reissue of the exact same phaser that Lee Perry used in the Black Arc.
Yeah, it's
it's
the Lee
like-
Perry phaser for sure.
The Lee Perry phaser, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, wait. One thing I got to check first. Last night, one of my delays wasn't working. I want to see if it's working now. Let's see here. Yeah. My El Capistan is El Crapistan right now.
Got him.
Got him, Strymon. No, I love Strymon. Okay.
Yeah, Strymond's dope.
Strymond's amazing.
It's not Strymon's fault. Whatever's happening, this is a Nate thing. This is not a Strymon thing.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. All right, I'm gonna start record. I'm gonna mute my mic and I'm gonna start recording. I don't know. I'll do like 3 or 4 minutes of this, and maybe longer, just if it's fun. I don't know. We'll see. And then maybe we'll do another pass, depending. We'll see. I'm just gonna kind of feel it out. All right, but we're rolling, so here we go.
Wait, question. If I talk, does it get on your tape recording?
Yes, but
Okay.
you can for now. Maybe for this first couple of minutes, we can have suggestions. We can talk whatever, and then depending on where we arrive, maybe then we'll do a pass where I just do
Okay.
both, But
Okay.
yeah, for now it's all good.
Okay.
Dude, word. That was sick.
Nice vibe. What?
Oh yeah, I put spring on you once you started dropping in the
Nice.
perk synth. I was like,
Did that line up okay? I don't know.
it was sick.
Like
I heard it.
what?
It was great.
The delay through the internet of the perk synthesizer going from LA to Nashville with like nice, man.
Yeah, no, that was sick. I loved that. Yeah, we might just drop that. That was fucking fun, especially with you performing too. That might have been the first like fucking cross continent dub fucking
Yeah,
oh,
man.
yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the first cross continental live dub to tape.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Because you were actually kind of jamming with me while I was dubbing.
Yeah, man.
That was fucking sweet. Magaduppy, what do you think? Would you would you like that you could release that on your wherever if you want, or do something with it if you would like. I think I'm definitely gonna drop that video on the channel. That was fucking cool. That was really
man.
fun.
That's what it's about. That's right down the middle. This is good dub reggae. That's what it's all about right there.
That was fucking sick. And so I think
we have a tendency to try to get fancy and get creative with what we do, but that's some legit OG shit.
It really
there.
is.
It
yeah,
feels good
I
to
think,
come back home once in a while.
Yeah, and I think it's clear from that like let me just turn this switcher thing off. Basically that like it's such a different way to work than how we normally do it, and it's actually like super freeing, and it kind of harkens back more to like OG like dub plates, like what they would like actually do and how they would like actually make dub back then. It's like they would kind of just use like they would just be like, oh, I just got this drum groove, like lay whatever on it and we'll just do it, and it's just a groove. It's like it doesn't have to be a whole song or anything like that. It's just this thing they did. But yeah, it just feels so natural to do it that way, and to let just to kind of let the dub be as long or as short as it needs to be. And like you said, since everything is always right there under your fingers, it actually gives me more room to like carve out sections where I want them to be.
Yeah.
So
really
like
fun. Yeah, you don't have to work around what the band is doing.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really, really fun. And for people who've watched this show for a while, like obviously we do it a very different way, but this is a whole other way to do dub that is just like super, super cool and super fun. So big major shout out to Magaduppy. You're the man, making great tunes over there.
Double applause.
Double applause. Here we go. Yeah, double applause, big time. Yeah, great job. And you know what? We gotta count that as Black Market featuring Wise Owl.
Yeah, I totally horned my way in on your guys' collaboration. Yeah, this was all set up to be Magaduppy and Black Market collaboration. I just bombed the party.
Dude,
there.
I loved it. As soon as you started, no, you know what? As soon as you started, though, I was like, all right, I'm on to something good here because Brandon's fucking chiming in. So we're not barking up the wrong horse.
Oh yeah, no, that was good immediately. That was a one take wonder for sure.
Yeah,
that was instantly quality.
Yeah. Well, I was anticipating that taking up way more of the show, and it didn't.
Should we do another one just for fun?
Yeah.
Do you have tape room to do another one?
absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Especially because we're running at 7.5 inches a second, so it's like slow as fuck. I think
nice.
this is like a 90-minute tape reel at 70.
Doubled your tape.
7 inches per second. All right, let me get this thing
All right,
back up.
let me get some other sounds going here.
Okay, cool.
Let me see what I got on my.
All right, Mega Duppy, you're getting a take 2 out of us now, buddy.
This one's just for fun.
This one's just for fun, yeah, but we're going to record it because you should always record. All right, that I really like so far.
Yeah, we're gonna. Here, let me see if I can get another camera view. If I switch my camera, will it? Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see it.
Okay, so yeah, I got my little synth and my.
Oh yeah, dude, drop some fucking synth lines in. Okay, this is sick.
I'm gonna try to keep it more like mainly like spatial things.
Sure.
Just because of the internet delay, I'm not sure what will happen.
I get what you're saying. Ooh.
Yeah.
No, I mean you're totally right. That's a good thing to keep in mind. But even so, we're jamming over the internet, people. Talk about Web 3.0.
Through the tubes of the internet.
Through the tubes.
Let's see what are the chords of this? This is some.
Here, want me to play just the.
This is D minor. I think I.
No. So it goes up. It's like 4/5 or something.
Yeah, so I can't.
You're definitely like a quarter note off. It's actually musically there, but you're like a quarter note off.
Wait, let's see. I'm gonna try playing on the downbeat.
Okay, that's it.
Is that really on?
That is on. That is dead on. So if you play on the downbeat,
exactly a quarter
that
note.
is exactly it.
Wow.
That is fucking amazing. So, okay, I know you guys this probably doesn't sound that crazy, but the fact that me and Brandon's studio lag between each other is exactly a quarter note is like amazing.
Yeah. So should I put my own dub and spring and shit on things?
Yeah, do whatever you want.
All right.
Dude, okay, yeah, Mark, you're right. Mark says, I teach music lessons online. The fact that it's a quarter note is insane. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
It's like so
because it's just luck that the tempo of this song matches it, you know, like what are the odds of
You're
that?
right. So now we know 140 BPM is 140 BPM, you're a quarter note off. So this is the sweet spot. Okay, all right, let's roll this shit back. Now we have to do a take of this, and Mega Duppy has to use this. And Mark, I saw your other comment about studio tour. I would love to do that. That's a good idea for a show, actually. Is just go through our gear one by one and talk about it. Talk about what all our shit is.
That is a good idea.
He said a studio tour would be really cool. I agree, it would be cool. It's kind of overdue as well. All right. Okay. Are you ready? We're about to jam.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Jam, man.
All right. Okay, here we go, people.
Is the tape running? Oh, no, you got it.
Tape's rolling. Recording video. Guys, I'm telling you, it really doesn't get more dope than that. Literally doesn't.
Yeah, man. We could do this all day.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this like setup that he's got of just like you know.
We may have just we may need to take a page out of Magaduppy's book and start working with loops, man.
See, I'm thinking what that says to me is we should do a whole EP this way. Like where we try to like figure out the lag and like incorporate it. like,
like a live EP.
Yeah, do like a live EP
right.
of just like we could do that before fucking Bandcamp Friday this week if we really wanted to.
Well, Duppy,
really,
can you provide 4 tracks for an EP's worth of music, and then we could do that. We could do a
nuts would that be?
Black Market YSL Magaduppy EP.
That would be nuts. Yeah. Obviously not for this Friday. That would be crazy. But
yeah,
hell, man. If
like
you want,
tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be tomorrow.
It won't be done tomorrow.
Yeah, it won't happen.
But this song is in the bag.
This song is in the bag. I agree. I gotta drop. I gotta bounce the
Next
tape.
song. That's a hit. Next song.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta dump the
Gold
tape.
record.
Yeah, I gotta dump the tape back in to Reaper, process it a little bit, and then Magaduppy, what I'll do is I'll post the video on my channel, but I'll send you the video as well, so you're welcome to post it around or post it yourself on your channel if you want. It's totally up to you. I don't really care what you do with it, but I will. I'm really glad we got to do this because he sent us these tracks like weeks ago. And like I never got back to him about doing it, even though it was in the back of my mind of like stuff to do. But we've had so much shit going on.
You've had other stuff happening.
We've had so much stuff and paid clients that we've had to take care of. But always in the back of my mind, I'm like, I really want to do that track, like real bad, because I love getting dubs from other people to do.
Nice.
So I'm really glad we got to do it this way. And he was here.
He says I got more working on some new stuff today. Actually.
Hell yeah, man. Well,
right,
send it our way. We'll do this again. That was really fun. Wow. Well, I would say now is about a good time as any to start wrapping things up on the show. While we've got this hopefully still captive audience, got to point out our patrons and subscribers who are our number one homies on this earth. So let's see here. I've got a list and it's hard to read. Bandcamp subscribers: DPEC, Cliff Progzilla Pearson, Bob Hall, The Staunton Lick, Robert Dickerson, Mr. Liquid, DJ Yipsy, NCR station manager Timothy Rolthing. Those are all of our Bandcamp subscribers who help make this show possible. There's 10 of them, and they are 10 of the coolest people on Bandcamp, I can say without a doubt. And then likewise, we've got our patrons on Patreon. Sidewalk Andy, our main man, who's been in the chat all day long. Peter Torres, Martin Horseflesh, Robin Bridges, my mom, Devin Archie, Jeff Jones, Chef Shark, Jean-Baptiste Oliver, Tit, who I talked to a little bit earlier.
You talked to Tit?
I talked to Tit. He was on Bandcamp.
I'm a big fan of Tit.
Yeah, he was in the Bandcamp chat earlier.
Nice.
Jill McCarty, dear old friend. Tony Baker, Samuel Small, friend of the show. Feckless, Dub Robot, needs no introduction, needs no nothing. Rob Dickerson, John Bowen, Tim Rolthing, double dipping this Tim Rolthing.
Nice. Bandcamp subscriber and patron.
Yeah, dude. Carrying a heavy load. Tamaki Takada, Carl. I'm sorry, I'm fucking all these names up because I have it like super small and I can't read it very well. Carl Reinsch, Celaya Quintanilla, Derek Hunter, Jesse Miner, Kyle Bagley, and Sari Gessner. Those are all of our patrons.
Thank you for your support, guys.
Yeah, thank you all for your support.
And if you would like to become a patron, let's see. Oh, this way. No, this way. The link is right above Nate's head there. Yeah, we welcome and encourage all support for what we're doing. It makes what we're doing possible.
Yes.
And it lets us expand into new things like this new piece of gear, for example, that Nate has got for this episode debuting now. He was able to share his screen with us for the first time ever
Without
the
anything crashing.
stream dying.
Yeah, and I can honestly say
That's a big deal for us. That's a big deal for us.
I can honestly say, if it wasn't for patrons, subscribers, and the good month we had from putting out the ABBA EP, I couldn't
do
have
it
bought
without
it.
you guys.
There's no way. It was $1,000, you guys. I had to drop $1,000 out of fucking nowhere to make sure we could keep doing this show. And it's not because I had $1,000. It's because you guys helped me get $1,000 so that I could invest it back in this show and so that the show could be even better. So if you're not subscribed to our Patreon yet, please do so. Like Brandon said, it's above my head, patreon.com/blackmarketdub. Likewise, you can become a subscriber on Bandcamp. Just go to the subscription tab under blackmarketdub.bandcamp.com. We've also got merch over there, plus exclusive merch you can only get through Patreon. We've got...
And all of our music is available on the Bandcamp, on the Black Market Dub Bandcamp, and on my Bandcamp, Wise Owl. There's other music there that we've made that you can hear. It's all available to listen to your heart's content for free.
Yes.
And it's also available for purchase for a price that you see fit. And as always, we, more than anything, what we value is your participation, that you guys are hanging out with us, that you're involved with this. And, we completely understand, for not everybody, you may be in a position where you have money available to contribute. And if that's the case, that's totally fine. Keep listening, keep participating, keep joining. And if you are someone who does have a bit that you can afford to contribute, thank you very much for considering giving it to us.
Yes.
And and Andy, thank you. Smash the like button. Smash that like button and slap that bell to make sure that you can get a notification every time that Nate puts a video on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, and another thing you got coming towards you if you subscribe to our Patreon, Brandon is going to start posting his mix sessions, his full mix sessions on our Patreon. So
very full, very long, very long sessions.
But
hanging out with me mixing.
I can tell you, I haven't seen the video yet, but I know, just because I know Brandon, if you're like me and you're a music producer and you're trying to learn how to approach things in the studio, in a DAW, how to mix, when to use certain effects, when to not, how to apply compression, EQ, saturation, all that good stuff that you need to know to make professional sounding recordings. I can tell you for a fact, I learned most of that shit from this guy. So the fact that you have him as a source for your mixing and production techniques through our Patreon is a huge asset. So please, if you're subscribed to Patreon, check it out. And if you're not, get on it, because you're not going to want to miss it. It's fucking awesome. It's going to be great. And we'll have more to come from that stuff. We'll post tons of that stuff.
Much more to come.
Yeah. So
make it a regular thing.
Making it a regular thing indeed. So what a great show. I'm super stoked with how the show went. This was really, really fun. Next week, I don't know what we'll do next week quite yet. Haven't
I don't think we've ever known what we're gonna do on the next show.
Yeah, we've actually not
make it up
far.
the night before.
We will figure it out on Wednesday next week, and we'll let you know then. And if you didn't hear your stuff on the show this week, don't worry. We will shoot out an email to the next couple participants that we're going to play music for starting next week. So
yes.
And please keep those submissions coming in too. Keep them coming because we want to keep this.
Yes,
this
send us your music.
We want to keep this segment a regular thing
or a
for-
friend's music. I mean, even if you
Yeah.
know someone who's
Yeah.
got some music and like them to feature, either alert them to what we're doing and tell them to send it in, or you send it on their behalf.
Okay, actually, Scaleless, please take care of your head and brain.
Yes,
Make
we're
sure
sending
you're no longer
healthy healing
concussed.
vibes to you,
Yeah.
and thank you for the like.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
We appreciate you taking a moment out of your recovery to smash that like button.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And last but not least, share this stream. If you think you know somebody or a musician or a friend or family member that you think would like this show, share it on your Facebook, send it to them in a message, whatever, post it on Twitter, Reddit, whatever. Post it
Yeah.
around. That's a good way we can get more eyes on this show. So, all right. I think that about does it. Brandon, love you, buddy.
Love you too.
Godspeed to you and all the listeners. We will see y'all
All
next
right.
week.
Bye.
Bye.